And good morning, everybody. Chili from Chili's Cruises here with travel and cruise industry news for this, the 22nd day of October 2019. I'm broadcasting from Forest, Virginia in Bedford County, right near Lynchburg. And this is our normal space on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Welcome to one and all. We'll brush up a couple little business items before we get to the news this morning. And quite frankly, folks, there's not a whole lot of news today. Got a couple stories, but nothing major for a change. No weather reports, no riot reports. That's pretty cool for getting a little old with some of the stuff that's been going on. But anyway, a couple things to hit on real quick. Our subscriber count on this channel is up to 1,577 as of during the night last night. We got a bunch of new folks in. Just a shout out this morning to Joy Farrington, Chef DK, Dina Bradley, and Bayo Boy. That's a pretty cool name too. There's some new folks that have joined us. If you are on this broadcast or you catch the video replay, because I know a lot of people aren't up at this ridiculous hour, besides my friend Bonnie down in Florida. She's usually here, and Jason, a couple others. But I realize a lot of you guys catch this on the video replay, and that's fine. We have no problem with that whatsoever. So anyway, I've had a couple questions on how I came to choose the Zuiderdam. There's conflicts on the proper pronunciation, and I'm probably not going to find out till I get on the boat itself. But I've had a couple questions as why I selected that. And I'll tell you why. One of our new viewers here, Andy, was on the Zandam recently from, I think he probably caught it in Montreal and sailed it all the way to Fort Lauderdale. And he posted wonderful pictures of food. Now, I know you guys don't know, but I'm a big fat guy. I mean, you can probably tell that by looking at part of my body that's showing on the screen, but I'm a big fat guy. So food's very important to me on a cruise. And I'm an old school cruiser. I go back in the days when there wasn't anything such thing as specialty restaurants. You had fabulous food in the dining room. You could get all the steaks and lobsters and anything you wanted. You could get multiple meals if you wanted it. The buffet lines were fabulous. And that was before the advent of the specialty restaurant. So that's when I started cruising. That's when I fell in love with cruising. And quite frankly, it's difficult to change for me to say, well, to get the best food, I got to spend extra money. And that just doesn't sit right with me. I'll fuss at any cruise line. I understand why you do it. I'm not disagreeing with you doing it. It's just that I prefer my food to be included in the fare that I'm paying. So I was fascinated with Holland America's food from their main dining room. It looked like what I liked the best about cruising from back, 40 years ago now when I took my first cruise? Has it been that long? Yes, 30 years ago, at least 30 years ago. So then I looked at, since this person, Andy, was my recommendation for why I wanted to do a Holland America cruise, because of him. His next cruise is going to be on the New Amsterdam from Fort Lauderdale to Barcelona. And I thought, oh, that sounds good. So I looked into that, and quite frankly, I couldn't make the international airfare work around my schedule here at the farm, and with pet sitting for my niece and her schedule. So I couldn't do that. So then I came up to the conclusion that my niece is going to be gone for a couple months over the winter. She's going to New Zealand, you know, and I'll be running her business while she's gone. That's the pet sitting side of things. And when she gets home, I told her, you're staying for a while. I'm going on a cruise. So February 1st is the date I picked that I'm leaving no matter what. And so I looked at a Holland America cruises from any ports. I didn't care what port it was. And I just kind of landed on this one. There's a couple ports that I haven't been to. Amber Cove is one. And I said, okay, that's the one I'm going to take. So it was a 7-dayer. And because I was looking at doing 13 days on the cruise to Barcelona, I said, well, I'm just going to go back to back. So I checked in the day that the Zutterdam gets back into Fort Lauderdale. The Carnival Sunrise leaves for a 6-dayer. And I said, okay, that's cool. 7 days, 6 days, 13 days. I'll do the same amount of time, 2 different ships, 2 different cruise lines. And of course, I've been a Carnival guy forever. So, you know, most of my cruising, at least early on, was with Carnival. And that was the reasoning behind it. So February 1st through the 13th, I'll be on back-to-back cruises. Anybody wants to join me, just let me know, and I'll see if we can't get you hooked up with the same kind of deals that I got. Also, I'm doing, as some of you that have been following me know, solo again on these 2 cruises. You know, I hate paying the premium price that you have to pay to go solo. I hope that's a thing that'll change for all the cruise companies eventually. The Carnival was running a special on solos. So that was a decent price on the Sunrise portion of it. So, and of course, Holland America doesn't do anything special for solo at this point, but I'm gonna make up for it on food. I hope it looks wonderful. So, and I'll be reporting back and taking lots of pictures and videos and posting videos on both cruises come February. So that's ahead. Now, getting on to the news for today. My lead story is the Sky Princess officially joins the Princess fleet. Princess Cruises, the fastest growing international premium cruise line. Obviously, I didn't write that line. That's out of their press release. They took delivery a couple days ago of the Sky Princess from the shipbuilder Fincantieri at an official ceremony in Monfalcone, Italy. The ship designed from the ground up as a Princess MedallionClass ship, which is a new class. 3,660 guests. So it's a good size ship. There's several interesting things about it. Sorry about my throat this morning. They have made the whole ship as featuring the Ocean Medallion, which is a wearable device that you can do all sorts of things with it, including an expedited arrival from curbside to poolside, they call it, and have it delivered to your location anywhere on the ship. There's family and friends locator, so if you're trying to find one of your kids, you can punch them up and find them that way. Keyless stateroom entry, interactive voyage timeline. You can do some wagering from the casino, from any place on the ship, like you could bet on slots, poker, bingo, roulette, keno, and a lottery from anywhere on board. There'll also be some type of interactive gameplay. So that's all on the new Sky Princess that has now officially joined the fleet. It's going to be sailing, by the way. It starts off at least with European cruises. So we won't see them on this side of the pond for a while. However, Princess has a number of ships coming out over the next couple years, and I feel certain that we will see one on this side of the pond. Okay, moving on. A couple other things to mention. Royal Caribbean has rolled out on 4 of their ships a new television entertainment system called CruiseSat. So far, it's been added to Independence of the Seas, Mariner of the Seas, Navigator of the Seas, and currently the world's largest ship, the Symphony of the Seas. It's basically a range of sports channels that you haven't been able to get on cruise ships from now. And quite frankly, folks, when I was, those of you that watch me regularly know that I just got back from the Norwegian Sun. And while we were on the Norwegian Sun, the first night of the playoffs between the Washington Nationals and St. Louis Cardinals was while I was on the cruise. And I thought, well, man, this is going to be just a, great time in the sports lounge. I even wore my Washington Nationals t-shirt. Those of you that know, I have my funnel cake business. Also, I used to do Nationals games way back when. I did them for 9 seasons. I was involved with the Nationals organization. So I'm still a Nationals fan. Of course, that's the closest team to me here in Virginia. So I'm still a big Nationals fan. So I went to the sports bar hoping to watch the playoff game, and they had rugby or something on all the TVs. So I was really disappointed. But anyway, this new sports network, CruiseSat, is a combination of ESPN networks, both U.S. and international, as well as college athletics from the SEC network and ESPNU. So basically, that means that now if you're on a cruise on one of those Royal Caribbean ships, you can watch the National Football League, Major League Baseball, National Basketball Association, NASCAR, Indy racing, golf, tennis Grand Slam events, and it goes on and on and on. I'm a sports junkie, folks. Maybe if I was, when I crawl in bed at night in my cabin, I would put on some sports on the TV instead of watching the company's commercials over and over and over that they run on the ship and the excursions and so forth, just to have noise in the room. But when I go on a cruise, folks, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time watching sports. I'm going to be doing cruise stuff. But it would have been nice for that one instance. I would have sat down in the bar that night and watched the playoff game. So I understand the draw to that, and I'm all in favor of the cruise ships doing that and having more sports on the ships themselves. It's going to be spreading in the Royal Caribbean fleet. Oasis of the Seas will be the next to receive it in November of this year. And by the spring of 2020, Allure of the Seas, Explorer of the Seas, and Freedom of the Seas will all be fitted with CruiseSat. So, sports stuff on cruise ships. That's going to be quite an improvement. All right. Norwegian Cruise Line has rolled out a new program on their entire fleet after a pilot program, which is basically allowed them to increase some prices too. But anyway, it's basically a VIP perk program. The Norwegian's priority access includes the following: priority check-in at boarding, tender priority for ports that require a tender, priority debarkation, daily complimentary standard room service, breakfast menu, a $50 spa credit, complimentary canapes, however you say that word. I never have learned that word. But it costs money. If you're on a 5-day cruise, it's $99 per cabin, not per person, at least it's per cabin. 6 to 9 day cruise, it's going to cost you an extra $179. 10 to 15-day cruise is $249. And cruises of 16 days or longer, $299, and you get all those extra perks. So again, if you, if those kind of things are important to you and you want to spend the extra money, go for it. Again, like I say over and over, I'm an old school cruiser. I go back, I believe, paying for a cruise and getting everything. Except my bar. I always had a bar bill. But that doesn't mean it's bad, just not necessarily for me. So that's Norwegian's new priority access program. I might not even have said what I was talking about. Okay, Holland America, the cruise line that I'm going on here in February with the Zuiderdam. They're going to amp up their entertainment offerings for 2020 with the addition of the popular music walk to 3 ships and main stage guest performances from 3 touring companies: the Step One Dance Company, Postmodern, Jukebox, and Cantari. Cruisers are looking for top quality performances and variety in their evening entertainment. And with the new main stage touring lineup and standing room only music walk, got something for everybody, says Holland America's president. So that's one of the things I'm looking forward to is the evening entertainment. I'm looking forward to the food first and foremost, no question about it. That's why I'm going on this cruise, is the food, to test that out and see if it's as good as it looks. But I'm also interested in the entertainment on the Zuiderdam as well. I like this whole concept that they've come up with. I also like some of their programs, their enrichment programs that they offer. So I'm looking forward to a Holland American cruise. 3 ships will add the venues: the Volendam in November. The Zaandam and Amsterdam will also get the venues in April and May, respectively, of 2020 in their dry docks. A 4th ship, Rotterdam, will get Billboard on board. They have already gotten the Lincoln Center stage earlier this year. So you got 4 new, not new ships, but news for this venue on the ships that'll be added over the next 12 months. So good for Holland America. I like what they're doing. I'm really excited about going on a Holland American cruise, quite frankly. I realize that it's as known as being a cruise line for old folks. And I'm old folks now. So what can I say? When I started cruising, I went on Carnival because I was young and partying and nuts. Now I'm old and cranky and nuts. So I'm looking forward to the Holland America cruise. Thank you for another sip of coffee, folks. By the way, you might have heard Brat the Cat in the background. Brat the Cat and I have a house guest for a couple days. We have a little kind of a semi-elderly beagle is staying with us. It was one of our clients, of course, and they're out of town, and a little bit is our house guest. He's been here before, so he and Brat the cat get along fine. Matter of fact, he's over there sleeping in his bed. He's not used to the crazy hours in this household, especially with me. So he's been up in the middle of the night, so he's a little worn out right now. But anyway, Brat the cat and he play a lot, and they'll snuggle up and sleep together. So one other story this morning, and again, folks, as I've said, when these kind of stories come up, I'm not taking a political side. I'm not making any kind of political statement. This is not the space for politics in any way, shape, or form, unless it deals directly with the cruise and travel industry. And if it does, then I'm going to give my opinion one way or the other, as I did with Cuba travel being canceled. I was totally in opposition to that. There's a new rule that has just come out that prevents cruise ship crew members from disembarking in New York City and New Jersey unless they have completed at least 5 contracts with the employee cruise ship. Now, those of you that don't know, most employees on cruise ships sign on for a 6 to 9 month, depending on the cruise line, contract. They work that for 9 months. Actually, they work for 9 months before they get paid. They get paid at the end of the contract. But they have got to have completed 5 contracts before the U.S. Customs and Border Protection folks are letting these crew members off the boat in New York City and New Jersey. They're not doing it at any other U.S. ports, just New York. It raises some interesting questions. Number one, why? Number two, is people leaving the cruise ships and illegally entering the country, is that a problem? Quite frankly, I've never heard of it if it is. The cruise industry is saying that it puts an unusual hardship on a lot of the folks that work for them. They get a day off when they're in port, or part of a day off, and they like to go into the port, maybe do a little shopping, take care of personal items, take care of being able to contact family and friends, whatever the case may be. It gives them a chance to get away from where they're basically working 24 hours a day. Somebody that works on a cruise ship, that's while it's a glamorous life to some, I mean, it's tough duty. They got to put up with a lot of people, and they got to put up with a lot of crap, literally around the clock, to bring us a nice, comfortable product. So, not everybody that goes on a cruise is like me, where you like all the staff and all the crew members, and you are nice to people. You got people out there that are just, quite frankly, asses. But anyway, so it's not necessarily the best job in the world, although it's pretty fascinating because of being on cruises all the time. The government of this country seems to think that the concern is that this will prevent crew members from stealing away and becoming an illegal alien in our country. Quite frankly, it just seems that that's unfair, taking shore leave away from these folks. Unless it's a much bigger problem than I know about. And I've never seen it written anywhere where, people escape from a cruise ship. But why would they do that? Then they wouldn't get paid, because they don't get paid till the end of the contract. And 5 full contracts, that could be, they would have to have worked for So say if they do 9-month contracts, they've got to do 5 of them, and usually they're 9 months on, 3 months off. So that would be 5 years. They've had to work 5 years before they're allowed to get off the boat in New York City, or Bayonne. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't understand things that happen in the political world. It's a good thing that I don't talk about it here, because I make a lot of enemies, I'm afraid. At any rate, that's actually it for news today. Like I said earlier, this wasn't the greatest news day for us. Put together some information on various different cruise lines this morning, but there wasn't anything major out there for a change, which that's okay. So if you're new, welcome aboard. We're certainly glad to have you. I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry, including the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, my interview shows called Chilly Chats, and travel and cruise industry news on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which will soon become 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time whenever the clocks change. And I never can remember when that is. It's coming up sometime in the next month or so. Anyway, those of you that follow me know this is a crazy couple weeks. My niece is gone, so I got a lot of pet sitting to do. I've also got gigs every weekend with the funnel cake trailer. This weekend, I've got a little elementary school on Saturday, and I've got a little church group on Sunday evening. So Willie and I will be busy again this weekend. Then next weekend, I think it's the state band competition at Liberty. That's a long day for us. We start at like 8 o'clock in the morning and go till midnight. And it's a huge event. They have 40 or 50 high school bands, and plus all the parents and so forth that comes in. It's a huge day. So that's will be 2 weeks from now. So we got a busy schedule with everything ahead. So anyway, that wraps us up here this morning. As always, we'll see you today's Tuesday. We'll see you Thursday morning at 6 a.m. And of course, if anything major happens between now and then, I'll either get a video up quickly or we'll do another live broadcast. So for now, this is Chilly, the fat travel guy. Let me know if any of you want to go on the Zutterdam or the Carnival Sunrise with me. I'll hook you right up. Chilly from Chilly Cruises. Later, y'all.